In a world where two retired vets decided their phone conversations about WWE and storylines would make a good podcast, only one podcast dares to predict the future, where every move, every feud, every moment is overanalyzed. Grab your number 2 pencils. Get ready to step into the squared circle. This is your front row seat to the storylines as you wish they were written. Welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Matt Jackson.
All right, welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. I'm your host, Sean Green. With me, as always, is Matt Jackson. We're chuckling because we're re-recording our intro because, technical difficulties. So either you're going to get this as a separate thing, or we're going to crack the code on combining everything, which I think I can pretty much do. But we'll get there. So, for those of you not tracking, if you were hiding under a rock, if you were hiding under a stone, Hulk Hogan passed away. And we feel it's important to talk about his contributions to wrestling. Look, I get it, folks. A lot of people hate him for crap he said 10 plus years ago or whatever the case may be. And I get it. We're not here to talk about his personal life. We're here to talk about who he was and what he did for wrestling. So, been seeing clips all day, seeing stuff, everything. Dude was on the A-Team. He had a whole episode of the A-Team. For crusty old mofos like this guy, A-Team was big. It was A-Team, Knight Rider, Airwolf. Those were the big three. And, I grew up watching those. So it was always big that, especially when you got a guy like Hulk Hogan. He was in Rocky 3. Look, he was pop culture before pop culture was pop culture. That's the big thing. His name was synonymous with wrestling. And that's not to take away from, Matt will tell you, I'm a huge Rivals fan. I love the show Rivals. And I love to see all the storylines and the stuff behind that. And really, it's not to take away for guys like Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair, who are, in their own rights, some of the greatest wrestlers ever. But Hulk Hogan took it mainstream. And then you have to understand his contributions as a whole to the industry, which is, in the 80s, everybody knew who he was. And they knew he did wrestling. And it put an eyeball on WWE. Fast forward to the Monday Night Wars. And in the Monday Night Wars, you get, again, him changing the industry. The Monday Night Wars don't happen unless he does his heel flip. Him going to WCW was big news, but when he became a heel and the NWO was formed, it was huge. It changed it from, I'll see what's kind of going on, to I must see WCW. So much so that I would record WCW in the bedroom. I would watch the first hour, watch the 2 hours of Raw, catch the overrun of WCW, and then I would have to go back and watch a recording to see all the meat in the middle that I missed. That's how big he made WCW. And that forced WWE to up their game. Then we got Stone Cold Steve Austin. We got DX. We got The Rock. We got all these bigger names kind of getting the leash, the lead being let out so that they could do that. And then fast forward to his return to WWE. Matt and I were talking before we even started recording. One of his favorite Hulk Hogan matches was him and The Rock. And that's huge. And him coming back to WWE was huge. And everybody wanted to get the rub off of him. It's just how it is. So we have to separate the man from the character. And you can't tap dance on dude's grave. He made the industry what it is. He made it as mainstream as it is. And he laid the foundation for the Stone Cold Steve Austins to later come along and go, hold my beer, I'm going to take this to the next level. But all that foundation was laid by Hulk Hogan. Matt, what are your thoughts about Hulk Hogan?
So much I could say about the Hulkster. I remember his initial WWF run back when he was a heel and Freddie Blassie was his manager and all that. And then he went over to AWA because Vince Sr. did not allow Hulk to be in Rocky 3. because Hogan was, he was fighting Backlund for the world title, but he got the offer to do Rocky 3, and Vince Sr. said, absolutely not. You're a wrestler. You're not a movie star. So that's when Hulk left WWF, did Rocky 3, and then went and spent a couple of years in AWA, which just, set that territory on fire back in the day. But thanks to Vern Gagne being so old school, he didn't want to put a title on a non-amateur background, so he'd stick with either himself or Nick Bockwinkel or somebody else. Cheated Hogan out of the title, and then when Vince offered him the money, that's when the magic happened. Matter of fact, the day he died, I had to watch the match when he beats the Iron Sheik for the world title, because to me, I remember, because I was, grew up, we had Bob Backlund, Vanilla. For people that only know Bob Backlund by the Mr. Backlund run, it's amazing how different the two Backlunds were. Just from this howdy-doody, like, aw shucks guy to be just becoming like this lunatic in the 90s. So, but anyway, the Bob Backlund I grew up was the very vanilla goody two-shoes. And then the Iron Sheik comes in, the dastardly Iron Sheik, and wins the world title. And we're only 3 years removed from the Iran hostages. Actually, 2 years. 2.5 years. That was 81. Because, the hostages were freed right at the day, Reagan got elected. So that was early 81. So, we're only 2.5 years from that. There was a lot of tension going on. And, man, what a time to bring Hogan in. Back in the 80s, it was very popular to be patriotic. It was people flew flags everywhere. People were outspokenly patriotic. And now you have this guy Hogan, always carrying an American flag, And I've always been a heel guy. So, back and forth. But, as I've gotten to be more of an older teenager, I like the heels like Don Morocco and Greg Valentine and all these guys. But when Hogan was going against like a foreign enemy person like the Iron Sheik or Nikolai Volkov and all these other ones, the whole thing was Sergeant Slaughter. I was at basic training at Fort Jackson in April of 91 when they had WrestleMania 7. And Sean, and any vets that'll listen and know, drill sergeants wouldn't give you a lot of personal information. Well, the Monday after WrestleMania, we're forming up for first formation for PT. After we get all our accountability, the drill sergeant puts out his stuff. The last thing he says before we started PT was, oh, by the way, everything's all right in America. Hogan beat Slaughter last night at WrestleMania. So that was like a big thing. That's just how big he was because people got behind him. And like Sean and I were talking earlier too, like before Hogan, if you watch like old NWA or even old WWF, like from the old school on the Peacock, and you see stuff like the early 80s, late 70s, you didn't see families there. You might have seen husband and wife there, but it was an older crowd. It was a different crowd, and Hogan brought it out, made wrestling cool, made wrestling a family event where you started seeing, the merchandise was just like astronomical too. But Hogan's name was on everything. He had ice cream bars. He had a cartoon show. He hosted Saturday Night Live. Like you said, the A-Team.
Hello, buddy.
The Tonight Show. Like anybody who had a talk show, Hogan was on it. Hogan was giving out awards at the the American Music Awards. I remember him being like one of the awards giver. Like he would just show up everywhere. And it was cool because everybody liked Hulk. And I didn't see a lot of the WCW stuff in the 90s. I had an ex-wife that absolutely hated wrestling, and I was working a lot and going to school, so I missed quite a bit of that. I was more into being a WWF purist. But again, like, look at the feuds Hogan had. Him and Macho Man and Orndorff and, like, John Studd with the Slam Challenge, the feud with Andre. Like, it was just so many people he worked with and had great stuff with. And Hogan's never going to go down as like a great catch-as-catch-can. No. He was pretty much a brawler. You watch his Japan stuff, he throws in, some stuff that would shock you to see. But his American style was meat and potatoes. There was nothing fancy about it. Man, charisma for like days. Like the most charismatic performer. You could say Dusty was charismatic, and he was. Superstar Billy Graham. But guess what? Hogan took stuff from them. And he blatantly said that. I took stuff from Dusty. I took stuff from Superstar Graham. And he just added to it. So, without Hogan, you don't have Saturday Night's Main Event. You probably don't have WrestleMania. And do we even talking about a revival in wrestling today that we're seeing, between WWE, AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor, all this stuff. And wrestling now has become water cooler talk again, like it was in the 80s, and then as it was again in the Attitude Era. So, A lot of people still talk about Hulk Hogan, especially now after his death, but monumental to our sport. Like, he was the Babe Ruth, and there'll never be another Hulkster.
No, no. There'll be other people that go over. I think it's well established that the superstar to Hollywood path is always there, And WWE does a good job of getting their people out there. Like, we talked about it a few pods ago. Like, I was watching Tacoma FD, and there was an episode where Dexter Loomis was on there, and he was talking, which threw me off, but whatevs. But the whole point is that, like, I think a lot of that foundational stuff was truly and honestly laid down by Hulk Hogan. And we have to be careful in the way that we say things, though. Like, did he save wrestling? No, but he mainstreamed it, and he laid the foundation for it to become the juggernaut that it is today. And I think that denying that would be foolhardy, because the early WrestleManias, which were gambles, and they were glomming on to any celebrity they could get their hands on. Like, Hulk Hogan was the conduit for that.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
And I think that there's a lot of good there. It's just, like I said, you don't have to acknowledge the man, but you do have to acknowledge the character and the contributions that character gave. And, that's the important takeaway from all this. Like, you can still respect what he brought to the table and not totally discard what he did. Because to discard what he did for the industry is a huge freaking, it's a huge slight. Because, look, man, like, human being or not, like, those same wrestlers that we're talking about in the Attitude Era, all those people, like, bro, every effing one of them knew Hulk Hogan. Every one of those, the older superstars knew who he was, wanted to wrestle with him, wanted to interact with him. He set the standard. Now, your newer guys, maybe they don't go as far back. Like, it's fine. But you have to acknowledge what he did for the industry. And he really, we'll say he was foundational. I think that's the best way of putting it. Where him and Andre really were probably the two biggest things in the world. And there's probably never going to be anything more iconic than watching Hulk Hogan slam Andre the Giant. Period. Like, was it the greatest technical match ever? No. Andre was, like, hurt. Like, he was hurting. But still.
No, but it gave you a moment. You gave you a moment that'll last forever. That's the thing. That's
one of the biggest poster children for anything wrestling. Anything. Like, but it's not just that. He was pop culture before pop culture was pop culture. Period. Like, there's no question of that. Like, you brought up, I brought up the A-Team thing. You brought up the night shows. Shit, I think he did an episode of Baywatch. He had a TV show that was crap, but he had it.
Yeah.
But the whole point is...
Did some movies, turned down a gig with Metallica, allegedly.
So, like, but the whole point is...
But you know what? Like, here's the thing, Sean. All these celebrities, and all of us as people, we have stuff in our lives that we regret. If we want to point fingers at Hogan, you can point fingers at other wrestlers. I don't want to mention names, but there's some pretty big names that have done some really shitty stuff in their life. But you know what? You move on.
By far.
And
way worse.
And I mean... Yeah.
Way worse.
I mean...
Way worse.
If you got Devon Dudley coming out and saying we need to forgive him, maybe what we got to do is, and I'm not just using Hogan, but people in general, I think we got to realize that people, we do bad stuff. I've done bad stuff, but there's a redemption absence. You could, there should always be an avenue of forgiveness. Like, that's why people today are so angry, because they don't know how to forgive. They don't know how to understand that people can change and learn from mistakes. And sometimes, you know what? Making a mistake, even if it's a really bad one, kind of can make you a better person in the long run if you learn from those mistakes.
Exactly.
But I'm going to get off my rant box because I don't want to make it like into Matt's angry opinion. But I just, I think a little bit of grace and forgiveness goes a long way in life, and I think we can afford that to guys like Hogan and others too.
Look, it doesn't absolve anybody of anything, but again, you got to understand, But like, I agree with you on the sentiment, because it's like, you can't have your worst day of your, one of your worst mistakes just end your life. Like, that's just how
No.
it is. But,
Yeah.
again, we're not here to focus on his personal life. We're here to focus on the wrestler, and he has done great and amazing things. So, we will move on. We'll move on to SmackDown. Hopefully this episode gets all strung together and we all get a big all-in-one. So when you watch it and you go, why is it dark when Matt cuts the intro, but then it's light when we start talking? Yeah, trippy. But, all right, folks, we're going to carry on and we're going to talk about SmackDown. It's medicinal.
Here we go. We're off and running.
I know, it's already going. All right. Hey, so look, we all know that Matt and I are not the most technically sound people when it comes to podcasting, and we obviously always have issues. I think I got chromed this time because it updated, then we tried like 3 other things. We made a mess. Anyways, so here's the deal, folks. This will probably be a 2-part episode. The first part's our intro, where we basically talk about Hogan. We're not going to rehash that. We're not going to start over. What we are going to do is we're going to get into SmackDown, and we're going to get through SmackDown, and then we're going to get through Raw, and then we're going to get through our predictions for SummerSlam. So we got a lot to talk about.
And a little bit of Unreal, too.
Also, on top of that, folks, because of all the stress of this, Matt and I decided that this will be a smoking episode. So if you are offended by that, we apologize. We highly encourage you to watch just the audio as Matt gets struck by lightning, and we'll go from there.
1 million views, man. That's what we're looking for. That'll get it.
Matt, please.
By the way, if I sound horrible, my echo cancellation is not on.
Crap. Yeah, we always do this. Anyways, and then on top of that, it's like, wait, it's like, wait, he's gonna get Caddyshacked on top of all this, so.
Always good to get a movie reference in early.
Oh, bro, I'm full of them. Let's have at it. So again, if you're offended by smoking, we apologize, but damn, dude, it's been an evening. The good news is we're back to recording on Tuesday, so everything's nice and fresh. So, let's get into it. SmackDown. Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, man.
Logan Paul.
And
Jelly Roll.
And Jelly Roll. Look, Jelly Roll is just putting the work in, man. He is totally putting the work in, and I'm buying in. And I don't think we've seen everything that he can do. He's been at the Performance Center. He's getting tips and tricks from Undertaker, Michelle McCool, KO. Like, all the folks are around. So I think that we might be surprised. For those people that are hating on, like, oh, I wanted to see better for Logan Paul, McIntyre, and Randy Orton. They're doing it because they want to do it. So
yeah.
let's not conflate that, right? Like, they're doing it because they want to do this. They don't, I guess they could have to do it, but I think they all bought in and they want to do it. So
it's like the Hogan effect. What's it going to bring? It's going to bring media into this whole event. All the media's eyes are going to be on it.
Already has.
How many Jelly Roll fans are there out there that don't watch wrestling, but they're going to turn on Peacock just to see what their buddy Jelly Roll does? And another thing, if Dusty was alive today, would it be Jelly Roll or would it be Jelly Belly?
The Jelly Roll.
Jelly Belly Welly. Get a little bit of soul, Jelly.
He ain't as good looking as me. I miss Dusty.
So I may die on this podcast. This will end up on somebody else's video of like last moments before they die podcast. So
like from Chappelle's show when keeping it real goes wrong.
Man, I deployed 4 times to the Middle East. This shit ain't gonna scare me.
So I mean, the long story short, that slam he did, I was like, holy crap, that looked good. Could he be faster in the ring? Yeah, but I think he's playing cautious right now. I think they're slow rolling him, and I don't think they want to tip their hand either. So that's kind of my big take, and he's going to bring eyeballs, man. He is.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And so, I mean, the other 3 gentlemen that are in the ring with him, they're going to get the shine, too, just from all the exposure. And plus, Logan Paul. Again, another guy that people are going to want to see what he does, especially now fighting Jelly Roll. So this is going to bring a lot of eyeballs to the SummerSlam show. At least, is that a Saturday night match or a Sunday night? Saturday night. So yeah, and good time to put it on. That's when a lot of people want to see it. So they don't have to worry about getting up for work the next morning. They can stay up and watch it.
Well, that and hopefully Drew McIntyre isn't watching it as he's trapped in England somewhere in a cow pasture cutting promos, but
now he's in charge of supervising the unaccompanied minors.
I would love to know the story behind that, because it doesn't sound like it. It just sounds like
it doesn't sound criminal. It sounds like
I misplaced my passport or something, and I thought it was funny when he was like, I had to send the wife back to watch the cat, or some crap like that. I was like, whoa, okay. Yeah. Kind of had you as a dog person, and you're a cat person. Okay. Yeah. Yes, that's what I took away from it. All right. So after that, we get Roxanne Perez and Alexa Bliss, and it really is about the story of Bliss and Flair. And I've said it over and over again, right? Like, the more Flair gets over as a face will make that turn when Bliss turns on her that much bigger. I don't want to get into predictions right now. We'll talk about it, but it is kind of interesting because Perez and especially Rodriguez have been doing great work. And I would really like to see... I'm torn on this one. So we'll talk about it when we get to the SummerSlam portion, but yeah, it's really interesting. So after that, we get Jade Cargill beating Chelsea Green. All right, look, I saw a great thing stated from Chelsea Green today. She was like, I don't care if I got to put other talent over. I get paid a lot of money to be an asshole or something to that effect. And I was like, good on you. You know your role. Okay. So if she's got to take some cannon fodder, she'll do it. She's a team player. And, she'll keep on getting herself over because she basically said, like, I get on TV every time. Like, when I might be losing, but I'm getting over. Right. So... good stuff.
I don't know what it is, but all this thunder, I have this song by The Doors, Riders on the Storm, going through my head. I have no idea why, but...
say thunder, I hear AC/DC Thunderstruck.
Okay, so. Well, there's a small age gap that we have, but the Jade and Chelsea thing, I just don't want her getting squashed all the time. I mean, if she's happy in her role, then she's happy in her role. But what I'm worried is if they keep squashing this girl and the fans love Chelsea Green, I mean, how long is it going to take before the fans really start getting pissed off at WWE unless that's the plan.
Yeah. We'll talk about it when we talk about Unreal. But there was an interesting plan for Chelsea that I thought was brilliant. Yeah. So, all right. So after that, we get Cody Rhodes. He begged John Cena to come as the real John Cena. All right. Look, this is the gateway drug, right? This is going to install the pomp and circumstance. And you're really going to want that. You're going to want him to come back with all that.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about that more in the SummerSlam prediction because it's about a conversation that we had a couple days ago about his entrance, and I got an idea that I want to run by, but that's later on in the show, if I'm still alive.
All right. So Jacob Futz.
Look, no concern. I can't do this. No concern at all. I'm like,
I have concerns. I can't do this podcast by myself. I need somebody to talk to. And hopefully R-Truth is available or something. I don't know. I'm going to have to bring down, like, my kids or something, and we're going to have to talk about it, and they're just going to look at me like, sure, Dad. Great! Alright, so after that, we get Jacob Fatu defeating The Miz, and then the cronies for Solo beat down Fatu and Jimmy. Like, alright, I don't really care about this, and I'm going to get into some of this Samoan crap later on, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I will say, though, first of all, I think the stuff with The Miz and Fatu before the match was great. Because Miz just opened up his big mouth and walked right into getting it punched. But even the stuff in the ring, and Miz got a little bit of stuff in, but the way he sold for Fatu, that pop-up Samoan drop, like, Miz got, like, major air. Like, yeah. He got, like, Montez, like, frog splash off the top rope almost, like, type of air off of that. It looked really good, so. Miz is, again, one of those guys that gets paid a hell of a lot of money to put guys over, so. He's not complaining.
Yeah, because guess what? He's on TV.
Yeah.
That was the secret of what Chelsea said. She's like, I'm on TV. I don't.
Right.
All right. So after that, we get Andrade and Rey Fenix defeating the Wyatt Six by disqualification. But more importantly, we got one hell of a TLC match coming up for SummerSlam out of this. And we'll talk about it more with SummerSlam. I don't want to really go into it, but the storytelling here with the tag division is great. They've done a great job keeping the tag division fresh. I like that the Wyatts are there. I want the Wyatts to continue to play keep away with the belts. 6 teams in a TLC, bruh. That's like 12 people in a really small ring. And, and as a side note, also added to the event was a cage match between Solo and Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
So I hope we get blood. I think
somewhere there's got to be some. If not, someone's going to get it the old-fashioned way.
I think that they're doing a really good job of building SummerSlam up as probably as big as WrestleMania right now, with a hell of a lot shorter build. WrestleMania, you kind of get to the Rumble season and you kind of go all the way across. Whereas, this SummerSlam has not had a lot of build, but, man, they're making it huge.
Well,
a lot of build.
This whole tag team division thing has been an ongoing story. They've added to it with the Wyatts and Andrade and Phoenix. But really, for the last several months, it was 4 tag teams. With Pretty Deadly, Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY. They just had this thing going on for months, and they just kept adding teams to it. So I think it's a great booking decision to showcase these guys in the TLC.
Yeah.
I just hope no one gets killed. It's going to be wild.
It's just so busy, and Loomis and Gacy really do take really good bumps. So I'm like, it's going to be interesting.
There'll be a lot of high flyers that talented guys in that ring. Everybody compliments everybody. So it's don't have it's not like you got the War Raiders in there, and I'm not dissing on the War Raiders.
They're just different.
They're different, right? But I mean, the biggest team is what? Loomis and Gacy, probably size-wise.
Yeah,
Street Profits are probably close second, but but they're all guys that'll move and do crazy stuff. So I'm telling you, Sean, this SummerSlam card, while it had a shorter build-up, I think this is starting to outdistance WrestleMania as a total card right now. It's really
totally.
So I just hope that what happens meets our expectations, because this could be a really a memorable show this weekend.
It can be. All right, so that closed out SmackDown, which, like I said, the big TLC and all that stuff. Okay, I'm going to light one up here, because my friends, the IWC, have a lot to say about this opening segment on Raw. Now, we all know I'm biased, and I love me some Paul Heyman. Give Paul Heyman the mic all day, every day, and I'm a happy camper. So, Heyman cut a promo and basically talked to Jey Uso and basically dropped the question that's been on my mind, which is, why are you helping Roman? And in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, he's, they're all going the Fast and Furious route, family. And, got it, right? Heyman drops a lot of truth bombs in there.
Yeah.
He also shattered some delusions, childhood things. He destroyed a lot of childhoods in that one. He was saying stuff that I won't repeat here.
I do like the line where Paul says, he goes, all your mothers lie. Every single one of you, except for the Jewish ones.
Yeah. It was great. So, here's the deal.
So, he ruined Christmas for many kids already. So, a lot of parents are doing damage control right now if they let their kids that are young enough to,
Oh, it's an easy fix. He's Jewish. He doesn't understand. He doesn't know.
He hates Christmas. He's Paul Heyman. He's,
He's a heel doing heel
He
shit.
lied,
It doesn't matter.
No, it was great.
Look,
we were commenting during that promo how awesome Paul is.
Well, so here's the deal. This is why this promo was important. It gave you the why for Jey Uso. Why are you doing this? Family. All right, whatever. Lame, but okay, cool. You're doing it. You got your family's back no matter what. Paul sowing those seeds, those little nuggets, those little pearls,
Roman
man.
chose Solo. Yeah.
And I have told you, I have a lot of issues with Roman Reigns on this return run. And my biggest issue is, and this didn't solve my conundrum. Jay is like, it's family. I got my family's back. Okay, cool. Did you have his back when you said, I'm out, and you left, and Cody had to bring you back on Raw? Did you have his back then? Were, like, you out there for him? That's my biggest problem with Roman Reigns, especially on the family angle that they keep on fucking tapping into, is you freaking crapped on Jimmy. You crapped on Jay. You crapped on Sammy. You crapped on everyone and put everybody in a horrible position. And newsflash, you also crapped on Paul Heyman. And I'll get to that in a second. But, like, the whole point is that he crapped all over every single one of them. And, like, they all just come back like, yeah, we cool. And it drives me nuts. At what point does Roman Reigns have to eat some humble pie? I don't care if it's all the wrestlers that he screwed over, but at a minimum, it should be Jay, Jimmy, Sammy, all those people he keeps on calling back on. I talked about it last week when it comes to Paul, right? He rewrote history and said, you turned your back on me for your best friend. No, he tried to help you out and you shit on him for it. And then on top of that, like, my problem with Roman right now is when he was rewriting history, he left out the part where I lost, I went back to my little island, I left Paul with Solo the lunatic, and Paul got put through a table, and I did nothing to fix it. So either you're in charge or you're not. You're the tribal chief or you're not, right? And the problem is he keeps on calling his family to back his play, but at some point you at least got to go like, yo, I effed up. And that's my biggest problem with Roman Reigns. He just rolled back just like he does with fans right now. Like, I'm back. Acknowledge me. And it's like, bro, you crapped on all of them. All of them. Like, and you're just like, I'm just going to do the same stuff. And it's like, no, you don't just get to hit they're happy to see me, I'm a face now. Like, no, bro, you got to add some content to that. But if he's just coming back for a one-off at SummerSlam, like, deuces. Like, either give me some build of substance, because newsflash, he hasn't given anything for a build other than walking out to the ring. He hasn't said shit.
No, and then meanwhile, while Jay's getting his ass kicked, and you think he'd be a little bit in a hurry to help him out. No, he's got to have his music and have his acknowledgement, and then he wanders his way in the ring to finally help, Jay out, who's been getting ass kicked for the last 2.5 minutes while Roman's trying to be slower than the Undertaker's entrance.
Yeah, look, I get it, I understand it, but like, I need more out of Roman. So if you're like, and he's got his fans out there, and I get it, but like, bro, you can't just be like, oh my god, look at the pop for him. Like, yeah, they haven't seen him. He just shows up. And like, it's just like, okay, cool, he's here.
Yep.
But if he doesn't give me anything to work with, I can't buy in. This is all about storytelling, right? Like, the wrestling is second to the storytelling. You just went, the only promo he's cut for this run, he rewrote history. And like, instead of, I wouldn't have even gotten Paul involved at all. I would have just been like, yo, all right, Jimmy, Jay, I screwed up, man. Like, I took one, I got it. You deserve better, or something to that effect. You can still make him look strong, but man, he's got to eat some humble pie, man.
Yeah. No, because him not doing that, it's like he gets away with being a jerk with no repercussions, really.
Yeah.
And then he just...
That's just Cousin Joe. We know how he is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you'll see him about once or twice a year, but he comes around.
Yeah, when he comes around, he's kind of a douche, but, like, it is what it is. I really wish they would have closed the loop on that, because then it was like, it negates everything that Paul would have said, right? Like, Paul's like, you're helping him out. He crapped on you. And, like, Jay's just like, family. And I'm like, okay, but he still crapped on you. You can, look, my family got, my mom's generation, like, that whole generation of family, they got lots of sisters and a brother. And let me tell you, they have gone some extended periods of time without talking to each other and been salty, all right? Yes, you make up in the end, but at some point you got to have a dialogue, and I haven't yet to see the dialogue, and that bothers me. So that's really what we need. But I digress. Let's move on. We got a lot to talk about, in the words of Cody Rhodes. So we got kind of a fun match that I thought was going to be a shit show, and it turned out pretty good. So we got AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors against Dominic Mysterio, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. And when this started, I was like, woof. You know, we all knew what it was. It was AJ just wants to get his hands, and they kind of teased it, get his hands on Dom, and blah, blah, blah.
They did a really good job, the girls did, of building that up. Because yet while we're waiting for AJ to come in with Dom, they're still putting good stuff on. So they're not like, they're not working like, okay, hurry up and get it to AJ. Like they put on, they held it out. When the time was right for the hot tag. Yeah, I mean that place popped. So it was.
Sane
really
had a couple of rough moments early on. She's kind of regressed again, and then she picked it up at the end. And probably the coolest spot ever was like AJ, like you saw her like. It was like a scene out of Dirty Dancing. Like when during the training montage, not during the finale, because like Kairi Sane's like, I don't know, dude, you got me? Are you sure you got me? Like she was kind of resident and she did it, and AJ flung her ass up, and you were talking about the Miz getting some height. AJ got some height for Kairi Sane. Yeah, like she did a full on split over the ropes, cleared him by a mile, and like. Contorted her body so she landed flat, and great job by Rodriguez for catching her too.
Yeah, no, that was the awesome spot. No, that was great. So the thing about Kairi Sane I notice is she's messing up timing things. When she goes and does her big moment moves and her dives, those have been good. It's like timing things. Like I think I texted you about it. I think Roxanne did a bat drop to somebody, and then it was Yeah. First of all, Kairi was late getting to the dance, but when she she was early getting to the dance, sorry. So she positioned herself behind to take the bump, but then she holds her hands out like she's like holding a bushel of firewood or something, waiting for her to catch it. It was just really bad. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm sitting there like I don't want to hate on Kairi Sane, but she's been botching a little bit here. And then like the last half of the match, she was like got in her zone. So I think it's got to be a confidence issue or something like that. She's
just got to ramp up or something. I don't know, man. Like she is prone to it though. So after that, we get Sheamus and Grayson Waller running his mouth. There's a couple of cool, cute little things here. So Waller comes out with the New Day. He's like, the New Day's got my back, and like Woods and Xavier are like, Woods and Kingston are like, did he just say that shit? Yeah, like, it was cool. It was pretty funny, and, like, I liked it. Apparently, Austin Theory's on the shelf, which kind of sucks. I hope he comes out of the woodwork and beats Grayson Waller's ass. That could lead to a great storyline, like a really good one. And I anticipate, we were talking about it via text. You're going to see the Rhea Ripleys, the Bronson Reeds, and the Grayson Wallers getting a bump. Not a push, but a bump. They're going to get a little bit of a nudge to kind of get them elevated a little bit because Perth isn't that far away, and they're going to start building those characters up for this. So it's fine. After that, we get Rusev comes out and shillelaghs the crap out of Sheamus. And yeah, we're going to get probably a step match out of that. So good times. Yeah.
I was waiting for them to announce that to be a blow-off match at SummerSlam, but unless they had something Friday, I think the card's pretty full. But maybe you'll see they'll build up for Raw on Monday, make it a big match or a blow-off match, something. But yeah,
hopefully.
But yeah, no, it was pretty good how Rusev came in. He like annihilated him with that show. Yep. I think he left a mark on him too. I think he marked him up with it. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And then right after that, it went right backstage, and Bronson Reed standing back there getting psyched up for his match. And I tell you, Braun Breaker, Braun Breaker, man, he's doing it on the mic. I kind of like some of the stuff he's been saying.
You basically got the Braun Breaker. I'm the captain now.
Yeah,
he's like, I got a plan.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what he's like?
We saw his
he's like the company executive officer. Like when the captain is like gets pulled for like, casualty assistance or duty for 30 days, and he takes over for that short period of time as
I'm in charge now.
I'm in charge. Like, I'm gonna rah the troops, and I think that's what like Braun's doing. But I still like it. I still think it's been, yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny. All right, so after that, we get Lyra.
All the vets will get it. All the civilians,
yeah, they will.
What are they talking about? Yeah. So, yeah, just they can Google it.
Yep.
Yeah, the Lyra promo.
Yeah, we got the Lyra promo, and like it's kind of weird with this Lyra Becky thing. Like, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. It's kind of cool. It's been an okay build. I kind of am curious to see where Bayley fits in this. I don't think they're leaving Bayley off of SummerSlam. I think she's going to make an appearance, and I think she's going heel. Yeah, like, I'll be happy with her going heel, because I think what you do is kind of what you did with Bliss and Flair. I think you do that with Becky and Bayley. Like, just have them just start ganging up. And, you got the youngin' and Lyra Valkyria that's... Look, that kid's going to go to the moon. She had not her best promo this week, but, like, she's going to go to the moon. With her cool little elevated shoes to make her look taller.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, sorry, you don't beat up her Becky kicking
Her Becky Stomper. Becky Stompers.
Stompers.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Look at
All right.
Almost 55 years old, and I'm talking about Becky Stompers.
Wheelies and...
Could have done so much
light
more.
Up shoes. But anyway. So after that, we get a tag match that, again, listen, the women are killing it, yo. Because I went into this match and I was like, this is going to be another shit show. And it was Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Stephanie Fakir, and Nikki Bella defeating Naomi, Chelsea Green, Alba Fire, and Piper Niven. And for like 2 seconds, Sean was happy. Why? Because Niven and freaking, they were doing mean, nasty things to people. And I was like, finally. Like, let's get this little group over. And it went away in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But, the faces won. Woohoo. But, it was interesting. It was fun. It was cute. It was entertaining.
Everybody got their stuff in.
You have to get your stuff in.
You have to get your stuff. But no, everybody got, like, and at the beginning when they were doing the intros, and of course, Nikki Bella comes out right before Rhea Ripley. That was, you want to talk about, like, black and white, left and right, opposite here and there. You have Nikki Bella come out doing her butt twirling thing, and then you got Rhea Ripley from, like, the gates of hell and her, like, I'm going to eat your face. And I texted you and I said, Nikki Bella looks so out of place. But
somebody put this on social media. They were like, Nikki Bella looks like the cheerleader, the cool cheerleader that started hanging out with the goth kids.
Yeah.
I was like,
perfect analogy.
That's pretty good.
But
I like that a lot.
But I have to say, by the end of the match, I kind of, because I've never been a big Bella's fan. I just, don't hate her. I just never was. I have to say, she worked hard in that match, and I think she stepped up her game. I noticed it because she kind of fit her way in. So good for Nikki Bella. But yeah, that was a fun match. Usually eight.
It was fun.
8-person tags usually are a hot mess, and a lot of. And this one was pretty good. So I liked how they all worked together. But the big thing is, Chelsea got squashed on Friday night, and she was on the losing team again Monday night. But guess what? She was on TV twice in 4 days.
Bingo.
And let me tell you, watching her sell, like, the big shots from, like...
Oh, she's so good at selling.
Oh, her facial expressions. Like, I don't know how she does it, but she'll get hit, and, like, her body will stiffen up at an angle where you should be falling over, but she'll hold it there for, like, a couple of seconds.
Yep.
And then, like, falls. Like, but she's not... It's not blatant. It's just kind of like her body's gone stiff, but like she's still trying to come to, and then she drops. It's just watching her sell is awesome.
She had the best sell job that I have seen to date of Vakir's little whatever the hell that move is called,
Devil's Kiss or whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like she had probably the best sell. Because, like, normally when people do it, it's like they're rowing the boat, right? Like, the arms come down. And, like, she just went limp and let her arms, like, flail all over the place while it was happening. It was like, finally, some realism. There we go.
Yeah.
Like, have at it, kid. You know, it was really, really cool. So, moving on. So we get a match that I was kind of looking forward to, which is Finn Balor and JD McDonough end up defeating Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. The LWO has stepped up their game. So those two in particular, I think it started at Worlds Collide, and it has just gotten better for them. They were impressive. And it's good because the tag team division on Raw sucks. So let's start building them up. You know, it's the old adage, right? Like, you can be the biggest face in the world, but if you don't have good heels, you're going to suck. And it's vice versa. If you're the greatest heels in the world, and you don't have good faces to go up against, you're going to suck. Because nobody will care. Well, so, like, I mean, them stepping up.
I mean, build them. I think you build your division around that, but you also have the Creed brothers, who are awesome. They're just saddled with this goofy gimmick right now. Like,
oh, you mean the goofy gimmick that showed its ugly head? I warned you, Matt. I warned you. I told you. I was like, this Americano, El Grande Americano crap has to go. And you said, no, it's fun. It's out of control.
Yeah.
Now there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Now there's 3. And now it's 3 Spider-Mans all pointing at each other. The running theory is the other one is Pete Dunne, which is funny. But there was an interesting angle that was pointed out on social media, which was that if it is indeed Chad Gable, which we know it is, and Ludwig Kaiser and Pete Dunne, they have all recently lost to Penta. So it does put a little interesting spin on it. So if we get a big reveal, I really want the gimmick to go away. But at this point, I want to have, it's either one of two things. Either make the gimmick go away, or I better get like 50 El Grande Americanos popping up everywhere. Like, you know, I want a short one. I want like a hornswoggle one.
Yeah.
I want, like, you know,
we'll call him El Tiny.
Like,
El Micro.
Let's go full Three Amigos on this, right? Like the end of Three Amigos, where they all like have the Three Amigo garb on, and they're all running around the village and all this. Yeah, let's do that. Like, I want it to end like Three Amigos now, not the wrestling move, the movie.
But the other one, his mask was a lot plainer. He had a different look. Like, he had a.
It was kind of cobbled together. Now he'll come out in official gear. And I don't know. Yeah. Like, let's see where it goes. I'm just like, wow.
Here's the other thing, too. I mean, you got Chad Gable, great wrestler. Like, Ludwig Kaiser, same thing. Pete Dunne, like, maybe that's their way of ditching the Creed brothers down the line and Ivy Nile.
It would be an interesting, like, breakup. Like, I mean, like, you let this shit happen while I was gone? Like,
so here's the thing. If you have more El Grande Americanos, make them these, like, undercard guys that are just, like, studs. Like, that could just go in the ring. That could do that stuff. I think you don't make it a comedy gimmick. Like, you could have that element of comedy, but, like, these are guys, it's kind of goofy, but at the same time, these guys can go in the ring. And they do, like, great stuff. They're not just...
Well, if it is indeed Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser,
they
definitely can do it.
Yeah, because they're great workers.
They're great wrestlers. So, all right. So after that, Gunther comes out, basically tries to dunk, allows him to dunk, tries to dunk on Punk. Punk comes out, calls him out, and yeah. Okay, I'm intrigued. You know, we got the I Need It title, and I think this is where your theory comes in. I'm a little more, reticent about this theory. But go ahead, man. Drop your theory.
Like I've said before, and I really feel it now, we have really not heard anything about Seth Rollins' injury. The extent of it, what it is, what's going on. We've seen pictures of him with a leg brace on, with a crutch with his daughter. Okay, that doesn't say anything. You have not heard anything. They say he might be out for months, but come on. I really think it's a work. Do I think that he might have tweaked it and they're using it for a storyline? Yeah. Do I think it's possible he never heard it at all and it's part of the master plan? Sure, why not? But I'm telling you, and we'll talk about it in the SummerSlam previews, I think you're going to see Seth Rollins show up at SummerSlam. I'm telling you. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, but I feel like 65%, confident. So 65-35, so better than 50-50, but
Okay.
I'm telling you, I think you're going to see it.
Let's fast forward. So we get to the end. Jey Uso, Bronson Reed. Jey Uso wins by disqualification because apparently Braun Breaker's whole plan, his whole big plan, was to just beat the crap out of Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. Great plan, by the way. I approve of that message because we finally got an epic freaking beatdown from those two. And that's what I wanted. And I've been screaming from the hilltops like they need to destroy people. And I think I have a little concern that the way that they're going and the way that they're making Braun Breaker, goddamn, Braun. And man, our cameras are even being dorky tonight.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm sitting still. I'm not floating around. I just hope they're not letting like Braun play too much of the leader role, unless it's part of the story where Seth comes back. Seth tries to put, okay, Braun, did a good job, but hey, boss man's back now.
There's still a plan. Or you just revert back to it.
Yeah.
It was like, so I didn't mention this. So part of Heyman's things was on the Oracle, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, that's not a prediction. That's a prophecy. I was like, love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I wrote that down in my notes and I missed it. Yep. Because
I loved it.
It's something a little different.
All right. So, like, there was a lot going on here. So, Roman Reigns definitely was selling for Braun Breaker. Whole show. And Jay got towed up from the floor up. And he took a shellacking as well. And then to cap it all off, in the ultimate mugging of muggings, Bronson Reed steals Roman Reigns' shoes. I was like, bro, that is some ghetto crap. And I'm going to say something, and it's going to sound funny. Like, anybody, there's a certain age, not really an age demographic, but there's a demographic that is very emotionally tied to the shoe game. Right? Like, shoes, especially Jordans, are extremely emotional pieces of clothing that mean a lot to people. And, like, all the people that are like, oh, wow, he freaking, whoa, that's messed up, bro. You took his J's.
Yeah.
No, J's. They're called J's. But it was...
I need to try harder to be cool.
More social media, you pick up on these things. Like,
maybe my problem is on social media, I follow old farts like me, too. Maybe I got to look at a younger group. That doesn't make me want to choke them.
It'll make you want to choke them later because, like, you'll start going down other rabbit holes and you become a bitter, salty bastard like myself where you're just like, what the f*** is wrong with people?
Oh, no, I have my moments.
But, yeah, so there was, Roman sold, credit to him. Jay sold, credit to him. They still stood tall with dude shoes. But a lot of people started crapping on the fact that Braun Breaker did Roman Reigns 2022 promo of this is all mine now kind of thing. This ring is mine. This isn't yours anymore, blah, blah, blah. I love it. And here's why. It's a callback, right?
Yeah.
The fact that people are buzzing about that is a huge callback. And the fact that Bronson Reed stole his shoes is just so epic. I love it so bad because, you had people on there like going, giving Friday references like, damn, he just demoed him. Like,
yeah.
He just got demoed.
Those are my shoes.
Demoed the OTC.
Those are my J's.
These are mine now. I was like, woo. Somebody was watching Friday before they came out. Like,
guys in the backstage better start running away when old Bronson Debo Reed shows up. He's
all right.
Please don't give him a Repo Man gimmick, though. He just repos shoes.
So, all right. So let's get into it, man. All right, we're going to get into SummerSlam, and I pulled up WWE SummerSlam page. We're just going to start from the bottom and work our way up. All right, 6-man tag, TLC match. We have DIY. We have Motor City Machine Guns. We have Andrade and Rey Fenix. We have Fraxium. We have Street Profits, and we have the Wyatts. Who do you have in this craziness?
I'm going to go with the Wyatts just because I think there's more to the story. I think a big factor is going to be, I think Uncle Howdy's going to get involved. Eric Rowan's going to get involved because, folks, the Wyatts are heels. So it's going to be Definitively, yes. So, I mean, Eric Rowan's just staying out there and having him moving closer to the ring as the match goes on. I'm sure that's something that you're going to see a lot more of. Like I said earlier, God, I hope no one gets killed in this match because there's going to be a lot of weaponry around and a lot of bodies. And Michael Cole better be on his A game to try to call half of this.
It's going to be cray-cray, and it's going to be tough to keep track. I also got the Wyatts. I think that keeping the titles away from those teams, I think all those teams, what have you seen, right? Somehow, some way, they have made it impactful for all the tag teams to chase. Like, we always talk about this in wrestling, right? Like, faces are only good when they're chasing, for the most part. And, like, now you have every tag team chasing. And they're all chasing at the same time. And they're all chasing because the Wyatt said, nah, mine. And I hope they keep it away. And I think you can continue to build that up. Because there's only two groups in there that are definitively heels. And that is DIY and the Wyatts. Everybody else is a face. And even DIY is like the cowardly heels or the smart heels, depending on how you look at it. So it's like, it'd
be kind of funny if at some point in the match that DIY tries to work with the Wyatts. And because that offends the Wyatts so much because it's going against what they're trying to do with unifying or whatever.
I could see Gargano like...
And they get destroyed even worse than the other guys because of it.
I would actually like to see Gargano just, like, chilling, like, away from them as far as possible. Be like, no, handle your business, bro.
Well, yeah.
Like, him and Ciampa, like, just like, yeah, y'all got it. Do your thing. And then they kind of come in and try to snatch it up. All right, so, Karrion Kross, Sami Zayn. All right, who you got, Matt?
I hope it's Kross. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to have Sami win. Because then you've killed off Karrion Kross. Sami Zayn can lose, because now there's an element to this match that if he loses, he's going to say whatever Karrion Kross wants him to say. So that's another thing that has me leaning towards Karrion Kross, because I want to hear Sami Zayn say what Karrion Kross makes. If Sami wins, first of all, again, that interview, that backstage segment they did, I thought Kross was really good. Like, Sami just comes across very fake, too goody two shoes and all that. Like, I just don't buy it. It's kind of wimpy, like, oh shucks,
Yeah, the G Willikers, oh shucks guy.
Yeah, no, like you're not Bob Backlund. Like,
even he's about. All right, the match everybody's been waiting for: Jey Uso, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. This is a Saturday match, by the way. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's.
So
I'm trying not to make this card go all heel. Like,
no, I'm gonna talk this through real quick, and I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, why don't you go first because I'm undecided.
So here's the dynamic: Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns. He's gonna go over usually. If Roman is not working a schedule and he's gonna disappear for another 3-4 months, you have to put Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker over. You have to do it. You have to do it. And I don't care how much it pisses people off. What I don't need is they just destroyed them. Yes, Monday. They just destroyed them. And that made them look strong as shit. Like, Paul Heyman's out there playing Puppet Master with, like, two big, beefy dudes that are, like, just wreaking havoc now. Like, they're out of control because they don't have their guiding light in Seth Rollins, which is a really cool angle, by the way. And I think that there's just no benefit. Like, Jay can take a loss and nobody cares because he's still over as over can be. And Roman taking a loss, if he's dipping out, who cares? Like, I hate to say it that way, but he hasn't done a lot to build. I'm not emotionally invested in this match at all, other than on the heel side. So I'm going to take Braun and Bronson, man. Like,
it's either that or if Roman and Jay win, it's because of a DQ or something. Because, we talk about how they're getting more out of control, but usually when you have an inconclusive ending like a DQ, there's something that has to follow up. So that would lead you to believe that Roman's sticking around, but I haven't heard anything. But if you have Braun and Bronson, if you have Breaker and Reed lose, then it's kind of really
derails them.
Yeah, it hurts the faction.
Yeah,
because Seth's coming back.
Yeah, eventually.
He's returning.
Eventually. All right.
Sooner than most people think.
This one's on Sunday, so we got Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in a steel cage. I'm torn on this one because
I got Solo because I think there's going to be outside interference by the MFTs or whatever they are.
You're going heel heavy, so I'm going to go face. I'll take Jacob. I think Jacob's so over with the crowd. Why the hell wouldn't you put him over? Like, you're going to get a pop, and I think you're going to break some hearts later on. So that being on Sunday is interesting, but that's going to be a cool match.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Solo just because he's trying to build that new group, and the title's important for that group to have. And right now, does Fatu really need a title, or does he just need to be on TV and beating people up and making fans happy? So I'm going to stick with Solo. So guess what? One of us will be right.
I know. Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria.
I think Bayley comes out and interferes in the match, and it becomes a DQ either way or a no contest. I think either way with SummerSlam, I think Becky leaves with the title. Whether it's a DQ or something else, I don't think you're going to give it back to Lyra. I think maybe they're going to stick around with that for a little while longer. But I think Becky walks out with the title.
I am torn as torn can be.
And this is good. I mean, it's a good thing because we've talked about predictability, and they've thrown some stuff there that you could go either way.
I'm torn as torn can be. I'll go Lyra here just because, but I think she'll get over. She'll get like a SummerSlam moment, but my gut says Becky, but I'll just go Lyra here just to be contrarian.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm with you. I think Becky comes out, or Bayley comes out and interferes. I think that there's a lot of angles to be played, so it'll be interesting. Okay.
Bayley could come out to help Lyra, but ends up inadvertently helping Becky, so you never know.
There's that too. We also got a Smackdown to go, so there might be a little bit of tweak in there. We'll see. All right, so Roxanne Perez, Rodriguez, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair. Who you got?
I know I'm sounding heel heavy, but you know what? The whole time I'm thinking like Roxanne and Rodriguez was going to take it, but I just have a feeling they're going to put a happy moment in SummerSlam for the fans, and I think it's going to be Bliss and Flair. I think so. But I personally, here it comes into where if I had the pencil, I would have Roxanne and Rodriguez retain, but have it be where they cheated or in a way that it keeps this feud between these teams going, and it forces Alexa and Flair to get along and work together that much more, which I think can add more to that story of them. So I think whoever's in charge of the book over there for this match, I think they're going to put Alexa and Flair over. But me personally, I think I would keep the titles the same. Plus, you have the Liv Morgan story in the background, so there's still a lot. The titles kind of sit better with the Judgment Day, but evidently I'm talking heel heavy today, so I guess I got to try to balance it out some. I don't want to tip the earth off its axis or anything.
Hey man, if you think Judgment Day is going over, go with Judgment Day.
No,
I'm telling you, right?
I think that's what I would do, but I think that they're going to have Flair and Alexa go over. I think
Flair and Alexa are going to go over. It's going to lend some legitimacy to those tag titles. And I think on the Liv Morgan front, I don't know what her timeline is, so I don't want to, factor this in, but I kind of am, which is I think that you have Judgment Day lose because then you have the what the hell, you lost my titles kind of angle that you can play. So I think there's some good in that. So yeah, I think Bliss and Flair go over. I think that way you can ride that train a little bit longer. It's more important. Judgment Day will be fine. I think Flair and Bliss need to get those titles. They can do the run, then they can turn on one another, But this is making Flair into a hell of a face. Yeah. So, all right. So that was Saturday.
It's a stadium show. So yeah, the pyro and all the stuff when Flair and Bliss win. It's big moment, big crowd. So that's why I think WWE is going to go that route.
AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio. Everybody thinks Dom is going over. If Sean had the pencil, I would actually have AJ go over. And part of the reason why I have AJ go over in a fluky manner, part of the reason why I would have AJ go over is because if I'm going to take the titles off the girls, I also want to take the titles off of Dom, leaving just Finn and JD still having their titles. So it makes it really awkward. Because you got to stop and think, all right? Finn and JD are kind of on the periphery, whereas Raquel, Perez, and Dom all have direct connections to Liv Morgan. More direct. They all got connections, but they all have more direct. You know, Raquel was her partner. You know, Perez is kind of like the new chick. And then Dom, obviously, is Dom. So I think if I'm taking it off those, I take him off Dom.
Tom Jones of WWE.
Yeah. So
his animal magnetism, I guess. Corey Graves says can't be contained.
Going Dom just because I really, really think that if I had the pencil, I would have AJ go over here. Give him one last run too.
That's why I was thinking AJ. It's another big show. You know, we're gonna have a fair share of heels winning. I think you're gonna see it even out a little bit, and I think fans want to see AJ, and I think AJ is good to be the champion for a couple 3 months after, and they're gonna Breaker takes it back from AJ.
I want AJ to win also because
they've teased AJ and Braun. They have teased AJ and Braun in the past. So when Braun was the IC title holder, AJ was telling him, "I'm coming for you." So it's a great way to. We talk about getting gold in that faction. AJ beats Dom. Now Braun Breaker goes after AJ, and
I want AJ to go over too because I want AJ to play keep away from Dom. Like I want AJ to like schedule matches with like, you know, developmental talent and stupid shit, and I want AJ to like be like, I know you want your rematch, Dom, but I have a match with like Joe the Slappy. Like, I want AJ to do everything he can just to be a douche to Dom and keep him away from title matches for the IC title. I think it would be great because AJ's been doing great freaking work. Like, and it's little stuff with AJ too. It's not like he's been doing anything this like epic way, but like I want AJ to do like little crap so bad, like petty shit. Like, I forgot my glasses. I can't see the contract. Like, stupid shit like that. I want AJ to do. So, I kind of want AJ to go over. I think Dom will, but I want AJ to go over.
We will agree on that one. But I think they're gonna give it AJ. So I think there's more to that, and it can involve, like I said, guys like Braun Breaker
Well, you have a little nugget of gold. You really do have a little bit of a nugget of gold with AJ and Dom, and like I think. Yeah, there could be some fun. I mean, granted, AJ pinned Dom, so everybody's like, Dom's going over. So,
well, hopefully AJ defends the title more than Dom does if AJ wins it this weekend.
He was hurt, Matt. You're not being fair to Dom. You know, he's got a hurt heart because Liv's not around.
Well, you know what?
Channeling my best Corey Graves.
Maybe Dom needs to go hug on the New Day, and they can all get over their sadness together.
What a great promo that would be on Monday night. Like Liv, Raquel, or not Liv, but Raquel, Perez, and Dom all dressed in black, and the New Day coming up to him and being like, "We know you're in mourning. We understand. Nobody understands better than the Judgment or than the New Day." Yeah. Oh my God, I'd piss myself so bad. Yeah. Like that would be great.
You need anything? Call me. Call us. We're here. We're here for you.
Call us. We're here for you. We're here. Don't listen to Grayson Waller.
And then they present them like the roses, you know. Just here. Here's
Black rose.
Like... Here. Here's a token of our support.
That would be so good. All right, so Saturday night we also have Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul. Who do you got? I'm kind of curious on this.
Randy and Jelly, of course. This is the fun match. It's the happy ending match. Like I don't see Jelly Roll losing. I don't see Randy Orton losing. With the amount of eyes that are going to be on that, I don't think they're going to. People don't want to see, like country music fans don't want to see Jelly Roll get his face punted, and that's the end of it. They want to, they want to see the good guys win. And this doesn't hurt Drew. It doesn't hurt Logan if they lose.
No, I was kind of looking at the promo poster, and I'm like, it doesn't really hurt anybody.
No, this is like a one-off special. This is what they call special attractions back in the day. It's a special attraction match.
Yeah. I'll let it go. I'll say I'll say Jelly Roll and Randy Orton for now. Okay.
I have to say, I've come a long way from being that old curmudgeon, old school, like smoky arena and dim lights to understanding.
Hey, we haven't gotten to the Gunther match yet, so slow your roll, all right?
You gonna hurt
You'll
my,
go
you
nostalgia mode.
Okay. Shutting up.
Sunday, women's triple threat. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi. I got Naomi.
Yeah.
I think she's doing such great heel work right now. Something's going to go sideways. She's cutting great promos. Yeah. Rhea's better in the chase. I think if Rhea's actually going to get the belt, it's going to be in Perth.
Yep.
And I think Io is just on another plane of existence right now. That kid has come so far.
Oh, you could run. I think you could run those three and add another one or two. You could just keep running that all the way through the next year. It doesn't get old. It doesn't get boring. Naomi adds a nice twist to the Raw women's roster now. I think she fits right in. I think it's going to be a great match. But, yeah, Naomi needs to retain. And Rhea will take it off it. She'll win it at Perth. So, sorry, Stephanie Vakir fans, but she's not going to win the title in France.
Well,
because she gets the winner of this match at the Clash in Paris.
All right, so Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill. I got Tiffany. I know they're boosting. All right, this comes with an asterisk. If Bianca is close to coming back, then I go Jade. I don't think she's close to coming back, so I'm going Tiffany because they are, as world champions, probably the two rawest characters right now. And I mean raw as in they're not a Flair, they're not clean, they're kind of, their promos are, and I think that they just, I don't know, I think you just keep the strap on Tiffany and call it a day.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
I think Jade has a good showing, but yeah.
I think this is an opportunity to see. I don't think she takes the title. I don't think she's ready for the title yet, but I think it gives guys like Hunter and the guys up in the office an opportunity to see how Jade does in that position of challenging for the world titles. I think it's definitely something that they're going to watch and see how she performs. I'm not saying she's going to be a world champion someday, but I just don't think it's going to be at SummerSlam.
So, WWE sucks. They haven't updated their page because I do not see Gunther and CM on here.
It is. It's I think it's...
Yeah, it's Saturday.
Saturday night.
It's Saturday.
Which will probably be your Saturday main event.
Well, their SummerSlam page sucks. Anyways, yeah, so what do you got? Punk.
Dave Meltzer hacked it, by the way.
I'm sure he did.
I'm sorry. I like to throw in a Dave Meltzer rib just because it gets your dander up. This is my theory. I think Gunther retains. Seth Rollins shows up. He does not cash in, but he comes out and prevents CM Punk from winning the world title.
I think if Seth is coming out, he's cashing in.
I think they're slow rolling that, but I think they're going to slow roll.
I think if Seth comes out, he's cashing in, and here's why. I think if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. And what's going to happen is CM Punk is going to be on the cusp. He's about to win, burn it down, and all of a sudden you see Seth throw off the crutches like in Scrooged, the movie Scrooge with Bill Murray, where Mary Lou Retton throws the crutches and does this vault. Yeah, that's going to be like Seth Rollins sprinting down the stage and like jumping in and dropping a stomp. Like, I really think if you're going to do it, he's got to cash in. Which is fine, because now you got Gunther chasing too. And, like, Seth ain't no slouch, man. Like, so we'll see. I don't know what his injury status is. I think there's a lot of people pontificating on whether or not Seth will come out. I'm going to call this straight. I actually think Punk goes over. I think they'll have Punk go over a little bit, and everybody gets their rah-rah SummerSlam.
But it takes away from Seth saying that, his main mission is that Punk never holds the world title. Like, now you've just killed that. So
but now he's got to come back, and he's like, I got to right the wrong. I got to fix this. Yeah. So when Seth comes back, if I was Seth, because if you're going to drag the case out, like if your theory is correct and they want to drag the case out, you're going to drag the case out. So,
this is what I'm saying.
Every time Punk has a match, you just have Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman come strolling down when Seth comes back, and you'd be like, how's that match going for you, big guy? And like you become a huge distractor. I mean, we'll talk about Unreal here in a minute, but there was the original, like most of the writing staff wanted Punk to go over in the Rumble, and I'm glad they didn't, because I felt good in that it was something different. Because I think we just had Punk, and we're like, yeah, of course Punk's going up. You know what I mean? It's not lame. You know, it was kind of like the gauntlet match. And I wouldn't be surprised to see, maybe we don't get Seth and we just get Braun Breaker, and then you get Paul Heyman cutting a promo the next day. Like, it's always been the plan to keep the title off of him. I don't know why you people are shocked. So you could do it that way, too.
There's a lot of ways.
And then you're just going to build up Braun Breaker. So it's fine. Either way, you know. But eventually you got to get a face that had the belt so Breaker can go after that. And then, actually, it's actually interesting. I had a thought. It's just a thought. Let's say Seth is coming. Braun Breaker does Braun Breaker stuff and makes sure that Punk doesn't win. Then we get into Cody Cena. And Cody's about to get his gold back. And then Seth cashes in and ends up taking it from both of them. And Seth now has the TV title. It's an interesting thought. I don't think it's going to happen. But they did it with Naomi. Everybody thought Naomi was going after Tiffany's title. And she showed up and she was like, nah, dude, taking that one. And got her belt. So, all right.
Man,
Cena,
I don't know.
Cody.
Do you pull Seth off of Monday nights, though? Or do you just...
No.
I'm just saying, if he cashes in and wins the Cinema title, that's a SmackDown belt.
I know. It's a damned if you... Or you get that faction on both shows.
Yeah, you do.
They could rotate back, especially if Breaker ends up taking the world title. So, I don't know. It was just a thought exercise. I'm not 100% on it, but it is it's a swerve of swerves, because you'll come out of night one going, all right, I guess Seth's really hurt. There's no Seth. And then all of a sudden he pops up on that championship match. He's just like, I got the gold. And then Braun Breaker can, go after the other one.
Yeah.
So.
Because now Seth, who says he's trying to save wrestling, just ruined it for the guy who was trying to kill wrestling against the guy who's still chasing the story's not over yet. Well, yeah, now we're just going to add another chapter. It's intriguing to think about. It'd be cool if they did it. Who knows?
So,
well, we've been pretty accurate about some stuff before. Our truth.
My crowning achievement.
So here's the thing about, you talked about how Cody wants to see the old Cena. Maybe before the match comes out, Cena comes out with the black screen. However the match goes at the end, we've talked about this being the catalyst for the face turn. Maybe after the match, win or lose, that's when they play the music and the lights or something. I don't know. I just can't see Cena coming out at SummerSlam to bright lights and all that, like his musical play, but...
We haven't seen Ron Killings in a while, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
I think that there's something there. I don't know. We haven't seen Ron Killings in a couple of weeks, so it is what it is. But who do you got?
I think it's going to be Cody. I think Cody gets back the title. Just because
I think
we're running now down about 4 months-ish left on the Cena Farewell Tour, and I think it's not as important how long Cena holds the title as how quick it is to get him back to being a babyface. So I think Cody goes over at SummerSlam, so they can start the Cody Randy story. Maybe Cody and Cena run it back one more time at Survivor Series at Petco. Who knows? But man, Cena's running out of dates. I mean, he must be under 15 now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
who you got?
I got Cody. I just think that they're gonna rip the Band-Aid off and call it a day, which means go over. But I think that if Cody goes over, I'm praying. Oh God, I'm praying that Cody does it. Cody does it where he's a heel. I hope he becomes like Bully Ray called it the double
turn
switch or whatever.
Yep, double turn. Yep.
I want a double turn. I want something to happen. And maybe there is a Ron Killings aspect to this where Ron Killings comes in and he tries to get Cena to see the light. Cody gets pissed off and destroys Killings, and then Cena's like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, you're not going to do that to my biggest fan.
Even though I
don't know.
Twice. 3 times.
Twice. I don't know. My gut says they're going to put the belt back on Cody just so we can get back to business as usual.
Right.
And then, you know, as Cena can roll around and do Cena things for a while, and all the Make-A-Wish kids are happy again. I don't know how much longer you can drag out this heel run that's kind of meh. Yeah. So, you know, and I think I just saw a big Peacemaker ad recently. If Peacemaker is about to make a big push, they don't want the star being an asshole in wrestling. I think there's a lot of outside factors with him. You'll see it. I sent you a clip in Unreal where they're talking about it. Like Triple H talks about the heel turn and how it kind of came about.
Yeah, I started watching it, and then Raw kicked off, so I'll get back to it, and then I forgot to watch the last minute and a half of it.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of cool. I sent you some cool ones. So I'm going to go Cody. I don't want to belabor the point, but I did bring up Unreal. Okay, here's Sean's stance on Unreal. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. It's kind of simple. It's a really simple plan. You don't have to click on it. You don't have to hit play. Sean's going to watch the shit out of it because he likes the behind-the-scenes stuff, right? And it's not just them sitting in the writer's room 24/7 talking through shit. So this comes up with the interesting proposal for Chelsea Green, right? Like, this is one of the clips that was floating around, which was somebody pitched for the Women's Royal Rumble this year that the last 2 people, 28 and 29, or, you know, whoever they are, end up eliminating each other, like double elimination.
Yep. So
and Chelsea Green just
the ring's empty,
walks out to the ring, and all she's got to do is step in and she wins. And I was like, oh my God, that is the most brilliant thing ever. And I love it, except that now you told everybody and now you can't do it. You know, so it's like, it's a brilliant idea, though. So good. I like that one a lot. There's a lot of little nuggets and tidbits that are floating around out there when it comes to Unreal. I'm just curious about seeing the process. That benefits you and I, honestly. We just want to talk stories, but you also have to appreciate the wrestling. But if we get a glimpse into their mindset and we can go back and go, well, we would do it this way. What? You know, and, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I just want to see, the thought process. I want to see it all. And like, there's a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff. One of the clips I sent you today was like all the people for the Elimination Chamber talking through it and how are we going to do this? And it was brilliant, you know, and I love the behind the scenes stuff. Sometimes you just want to see these people be human.
Yep.
And I said it before. I grew up in the age of Inside the NFL was like one of the greatest shows out there. It used to be on HBO, and it used to be great because like you'd have all the players mic'd up. They'd show you highlights. You get, you know, I want to see how some of this stuff came to fruition.
Me too, and I think it's interesting. It's fascinating. I love watching documentaries anyway.
Yes.
Like, for example, my whole life I've listened to Led Zeppelin, seen all sorts of documentaries on Led Zeppelin. Netflix came out with a great documentary called Becoming Led Zeppelin, which breaks them, you know, from like the early 60s. Man, I didn't know all the session stuff like Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones did, playing with Donovan. They played on the theme from James Bond movie Goldfinger. That was all arranged by John Paul Jones and Jimmy Page before Led Zeppelin. And so, you know, it's like I learned so much stuff about a band that I thought I knew so much about. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know this, and this. So I think what I'm hoping for with this show is kind of the same thing. Yeah, I know this is this and this, but then, like, I know I'm going to learn from it. Like, oh, this is how they do it. That's what their thought process is. Like, this is why they maybe did this and not this.
Well, this is why, like, one of the ones that's getting a lot of heat right now, right, is when they were talking the Men's Rumble, and they were talking about who to put over. And everybody was saying Punk, put CM Punk over, CM Punk. And Pritchett picked, or it wasn't Pritchett, who was it? It doesn't matter. So then they were like, you got to play the hot hand. and that's where Jay came into play. Here's the thing, right? And I think people need to kind of go back into their history and rethink of, all the people that are now like, oh my God, they should have put Punk over, blah, 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 blah. One, Punk going over was predictable and boring. That's one. Two, 90% of the people out there did not have Jey Uso winning. So that was a great swerve. And three, the same people that are like, oh, Punk should have went over are the same people that were like, oh my God, Jay's over. Why are we not putting Jay in a position? Right? Like, I never needed Jay in the world title picture. He could have stayed at the IC level and I would have been happy. But they took the title off of him in like 2.5 seconds. So whatever. But the whole point is that, like, you need to take your recency bias off and really remember that Jay was the hottest thing of hotness for months. And everybody's like, what are you doing with him? Why are you not heating? He's already, like, white hot. Like, why aren't you doing something with him? And then, like, they finally did something with him, and you're like, oh, I wanted Punk. It's like, okay, but
well now we're getting Punk in the title picture, so just,
I know, but that's
sooner or later you're going to get 90% of what you want with WWE.
Yeah,
if you're a reasonable person,
man. So I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
I'm looking forward to like a nice little marathon of marathons, like grinding through it. So I look forward to Unreal. I'm going to be a little dorked up in my schedule and got family commitments Saturday, so we'll see how far behind I am on Saturday night's SmackDown.
But we'll be caught up by next Tuesday anyway, so we'll be able to chat all about what we're right about, what we weren't right about.
Coming to you live from the KOA at Watkins Glen till Wednesday when I move the rig over. But like, yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun weekend. Lot to keep track of, and really look forward to it. I'll be staying up on it for damn sure.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about it. But I guess, unless you don't have anything else, I guess that's all I got.
Hell no, man. I'm good. Like, this double recording goofiness, like, everything going bad, I'm good, man. Let's get it out of here. Everyone have a great one. Let's enjoy us some SmackDown, then some SummerSlam, and we'll talk to you all Tuesday. Have a good one.
Take care.
We're out.